There are quite a few options out there if you're looking to replace the factory grille on your 6th gen 4Runner. These range from replacing just the top part of the grille to replacing the bottom part as well, which usually includes a light bar. Now, the problem that I've run into when looking at these replacements is that most of them start at $550 for the kit and go up from there. Today, I'm going to be installing a full kit, including the light bar, which costs only $240. I'm also going to be installing the awesome new SS6 fog lights from Diode Dynamics. The install for that will be in a separate video, but those will be going in today as well. I'll make sure to put in discount codes and links to everything in the description, so you can check those out and get a little discount on both the grill and the fog lights if you would like to purchase those for yourself. I'd like to thank Lexland Off-Road and Diode Dynamics for sponsoring this video. And of course, I promise to give you an honest review of both of these products, the fog lights and the grill. At the end of the video, I'm going to go over detailed and important information about all of the products that you need to complete this installation. I'm also going to talk about problems that I ran into while completing this installation and how you can avoid those. What I show in this video is how to take the grill off, how to disassemble the grill, how to assemble the Lexland grill, and then you put everything back together. What I am not showing in this video is how to install the SS6 fog lights. I'll show that in a future video. And I am also not showing how to wire the light bar to a switch. I will show that in a future video. Be sure to stick around to the end for the big reveal. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to get things started by just removing this battery terminal so that we don't have any electrical issues. One of the first things you're going to want to do is to remove the bolts and clips from this fender. There are 5 bolts and 2 clips. The 2 clips you can take out with a flathead screwdriver. Just go in with your flathead and then turn the clip so that the slot is oriented vertically, and then you can just go in with a pry tool and just pry those clips out. And once you do that on the first fender, then just go over to the other fender and do the same. Now you're going to be removing the clips that are holding this plastic piece on top of the engine, as well as the air intake. So for these clips, all you have to do is press down in the middle of the clip and it'll pop it up. And then I just go through with a pry tool and pry them out. I know some guys prefer to leave the clips in and then they just lift the whole plastic piece out. You can do that, but you run the risk of losing clips in the engine bay, and I just don't think that risk is worth it. So I just go through individually, pop them out, and then you can just lift the plastic piece off, as well as the air intake. I also stick a little rag in the air intake just to make sure I don't lose anything down there while I'm working. And now you're going to be removing 3 bolts that are on the top of the grill. One's on the left side, one's in the center, and then one is on the right side. And these are all 10mm bolts. Now you're going to be removing a whole bunch of bolts from the bottom part of the grill that hold the grill onto the bottom part of the car. These are all 10mm bolts. You want to keep track of which bolts come out of what location, because some of these are longer than others. But you're going to just go along and make sure that you get all of the bolts out that are connecting the grill to the bottom of the car. These bolts you need to remove on the other side of the vehicle as well. Okay, before you can get the bumper off, you need to unplug 3 electrical connections. The 2 that I'm showing right here, one has a white little harness on it, one has a black harness. And if you just push down on the little clip that's holding that harness onto the top, then you should be able to just push it down and then unclip the connections. The electrical connection that's on the other side of the vehicle is a lot easier. You can just push down on the tab and then it'll pull right out. Okay. Apparently all you got to do is just pull this out. And you have to be kind of forceful, so I'm just going to go for it. And there we go. Same thing. I'm just going to pull like crazy. Okay. Pop out. Behind each fender is a little bolt right there that you have to take out before you can get the grill off. And that's just a 10mm bolt. There's one on each side. Now when you get to this point, all you have to do is pull with some force and just pop out each side of the grill. There are just some clips that are holding it in, and just pop it out on each side. When you get to this point, just take it slow. You should be able to pull the grill right off, but just work your way around, double check everything, and take your time. Make sure you got all the bolts, all the clips, before you really start pulling on it. And then make sure you have a good place to set it down where it's going to be protected. I had a table with several towels on top where I set this down so that I wouldn't be scratching any of the paint. This is what it looks like once you've gotten the whole grill separated. From this part forward in the video, I'll be showing how to disassemble the whole grill and then how to assemble the Lexland grill and then how to install and reassemble the Lexland grill onto the stock grill. So if you want to just see parts of that process, refer to the timestamps below. I put in timestamps for all of the steps of this process, so please refer to those if there's something in particular that you would like to see. Now that you got the bumper off, the work begins. And just take it one step at a time. I'm going to start by taking these bolts out. The next thing you're going to do is unclip this thing. Just press down on this tab, it looks like. Okay, next we're going to take out this piece, and then there's a piece on the other side just like it. And that just takes a Phillips. And then that just lifts out. And then we do the same thing on the other one. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you have to take off the wings. I'm going to start by pulling this clip out. And bottom and pull. Okay, cool. So if you just grab a pair of pliers, pop it out, and take these screws out. Okay, the trick to pull these clips out is to take a little flathead screwdriver and pop the middle of the clip up. And then you can go in with your pry tool and easily pry it out. That's how to get all of these clips out without breaking them. Once you get this wing off, then just go to the other wing and do the exact same steps over there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take out all these little screws. I don't know for sure if I need to take all these out, but I have to pull this whole thing apart, so I assume that I do. So after you take all the screws out of the top part of the grill, then you're going to come back with your flathead screwdriver and you're going to work to create separation between the top mustache, the colored part of the top part of your grill, and the other pieces that are underneath it. So they're all kind of sandwiched together, and you just go in with your flathead screwdriver and attempt to create as much separation there as possible until you can start to work the top mustache part of the grill to separate from the parts that are underneath it. So I'm trying to get the lower grill, not the lower grill, the upper mustache separated. And it looks like I have to get these clips Now we're gonna unmount the camera. This just comes off, and then I can just pull this out. Okay, now we're going to be taking out all the screws that are holding the fog light guy down, fog light bezel. All right, now we're gonna work on getting the upper grill out here.
I think that we just holding on to something.
I'm going to unplug this parking sensor. I'm just going to use my pliers because those have been working well for me. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to continue with the popping out of the lower grill. Just continue this job here. There. Now, she can just pop right off. All right, so now that that big piece is off, looks like I can just pop this lower grill out. So after you get the lower grill off, then you have to pop this sensor cover off, and you just have to go in with your flathead screwdriver and work the clips out, and eventually you'll get it off. I'm going to assemble the light bar into the lower grill, and then I'm going to start reassembling everything. Okay, so here's what we're doing. The light bar only goes in one way. These screw holes all line up, it looks like. And then you got a little package of screws. I'm gonna pop this guy, this cover back on. There we go. Now I need to install the Toyota symbol on the grill. Now one of the things that I don't like about this grill is that the Toyota symbol is just off by itself. It's not integrated into the grill like you see with the OEM grill. So I mean, that can be a positive and a negative. The positive is if you don't want to have the Toyota symbol, then you can obviously take that off. Then it has this little bracket on the back. Three screws, and then you just screw it down. I'm not going to go very tight right now because I need to make sure I get it lined up where it needs to be. Okay, and there we have it. All right, so I just messed with this camera here for quite a while. What I found is that you can't tighten these bolts down all the way, these screws. If you do, this bracket will sit too high. And it's still pretty high for where I would like it, but that's as close as I think I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna stick with this and throw it on and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to go in and just file this top back just a little bit. So I really don't want to have to pull this grill off again. I also think the camera is upside down. That is a strong possibility, but it will not fit the other way. It's supposed to be oriented this way, but it really doesn't want to go that way, and it also sits super far back. It's definitely not designed to go that way. It's designed to go this way, but this is upside down. I believe it's upside down. Now it's time to throw the upper grill on. I think got the camera mounted. I believe it's upside down, but we'll see. So to put this in, goes in exactly the same way as it came out. Just fits in with these little clips. So when you put this grill back in, it just fits right on top of the little silver tabs that are sticking up, just exactly the same way that it came out. All right, so now I'm gonna try to get this grill back together, and it appears it should just clip. Yeah, just clip into place. So I'm just going through and lining up all the little clips. Getting those clipped in, and then I have to do this guy, the upper mustache, as it were. So I'm going to do the same thing, just line up the clips. And then should just clip in. Has to sit under the lower mustache. Oh, so you see, like right here, this has to be on top. The lower mustache has to be, this lower piece has to be under that on both sides, and then you can just line the clips up. If you're going to be doing this install, there are a few other products that you need to complete this in addition to the Lexland grill. The Lexland grill comes with the upper grill along with the Toyota symbol. It comes with the lower grill, a light bar, and then it comes with all of the hardware needed to install the light bar and the Toyota symbol. It also comes with amber grill lights that I did not put in, and it also comes with a wiring harness to install the amber grill lights. However, to complete this installation, you need to purchase a separate wiring harness for the light bar. The light bar does not come with a wiring harness, and you also need to purchase a switch for your dash to wire the light bar wiring harness to. And if your 4Runner comes with the pre-wired auxiliary switches, then you don't need to do that. You still need to purchase a wiring harness for the light bar. but you don't need to purchase a switch for the dash. In this video, I mentioned while I was installing the stock camera bracket that it didn't fit very well, and I thought that the orientation of the camera was upside down. That the only way it would fit into the Lexland upper grille was in the upside down orientation, and I was correct, unfortunately. If you use the stock camera bracket, then the only way that that camera will fit into the Lexland grille is upside down. So the workaround for this is to purchase the camera bracket from Off-Road and then install that. And I can't guarantee that that will work. I purchased that bracket, but I haven't installed it yet, so I can't confirm or deny if that will work. When I was installing the Lexland grille, I also ran into an issue with the bottom of the light bar bracket not sitting properly against the skeleton of the grille. They were butting up against each other, and so to relieve that pressure, I just took my drill and I drilled and just melted some of the plastic around the bottom of it was actually the top part of the skeleton, just to make it so that they could sit flush against each other. So that is something that you may run into if you do this install. The other issue that I ran into while doing this install was on the back of the sonar plate. When I was reinstalling the sonar plate, the screw holes didn't line up on the Lexland grille. So I just took my drill and I drilled out a few more holes where they needed to be on the grille, and that worked just fine. So pretty easy fixes for those two issues, and I don't think that's super uncommon when you're dealing with an aftermarket product. One of the other issues that I ran into while doing this install was that the stock wiring harness for the front camera is not long enough. Once you relocate the camera from the bottom of the grill to the top part of the grill, the wiring harness will not reach up there. There are two workarounds for this. The first option, or one of the options, is to cut out the stock wiring harness and then just relocate it up to the top. The other option is to just purchase an extended camera harness from Off-Road and then just use that harness. I opted to just purchase the extended camera harness from Off-Road because I didn't want to risk cutting a wire while I was cutting out the stock harness. There are other wires that are part of that wiring loom, and I just didn't want to risk it. I did reach out to Lexland regarding this issue, and they informed me that they do not have a workaround because they didn't know that it was an issue. So I would suggest purchasing the extended camera harness from Off-Road. That way you don't have to worry about possibly cutting other wires. If you install the amber grill lights, then you're going to have to purchase another wiring harness. It comes with a connecting wiring harness for those, but it doesn't have a relay and there is no way to install it. So you have to purchase another wiring harness, and then if you want to wire those up to a switch in your dash, then you're going to have to purchase a switch to put in your dash as well. My overall thoughts on this install and the product of the Lexland grill is I'm fairly pleased with it. The thing that's hard to beat with the Lexland grill is just the value. You get the upper grill and the lower grill along with a light bar for $240, which is really cheap compared to the other kits that are offered out there. I will say, if you don't want to go through the trouble of installing the light bar and all of that mess with the lower grill, then it would make more sense to just purchase the upper OEM version from Toyota and then just put that in. But if you're gonna be putting in a light bar and doing the whole thing, then I think the Lexland grill is an affordable option. I will also post a video with an update once I get the camera switched with the Rave Off-Road bracket so that you know if that option will work or not.